academic community ahead of the 2027 governorship election in Enugu State. For many of the students, the gathering was not just a political engagement, but also an opportunity to align with what they describe as a new direction of governance driven by education, innovation, and inclusive development.
You are the original campaign council members. So we've already constituted you. We'll take your names and then we'll integrate you in our central campaign council. That's the idea of the ENUGU Student Vanguard.
Chinemerem Ikebunam, Signature TV News.
The Enugu State Council of Presidents General, representing 583 autonomous communities across the state, has endorsed Governor Peter Ndubuisi for a second term in office, citing what they described as transformational leadership and visible development across critical sectors. The group also threw its support behind President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for re-election, commending the federal government for policies and projects they say are positively impacting Enugu State and the Southeast region. Correspondent Chinemerem Ikebunam also has the report.
The impact of the administration of Governor Peter Mba appears to be permeating the nooks and crannies of Enugu State. This may have informed the solidarity visit and declaration of support by leaders of town unions from across the state who gathered at the Government House Enugu to endorse Governor Peter Mba for a second term in office. The community leaders under the umbrella of the Enugu State Council of Presidents General said the governor's developmental strides and grassroots-focused governance have earned him the confidence of the people. The council, representing all 583 autonomous communities in Enugu State, which spoke through its chairman, Arinze Obodo, highlighted key achievements of the administration, including the construction of smart green schools, type 2 primary healthcare centers, farm estates, road infrastructure, and improvements in security through technology-driven initiatives.
Excellency, consequently, the Enugu State Council of President General, on behalf of the 582 autonomous communities in Enugu State, hereby unanimously adopt Your Excellency Dr. Peter Ndubuisi for a second term in office as the national of their outstanding performance, transformational leadership, and unwavering commitment to the development of Enugu State.
Governor Peter Mba thanked the community leaders for the endorsement and assured them that his administration remains committed to completing ongoing reforms and development projects across the state. The endorsement, he said, places greater responsibility on his administration to continue to evolve measures that would ensure sustainable growth and position the state as a leading economic hub in Nigeria.
We're only as good as our weakest link. If we don't address that weak one in our midst, they may well become our albatross tomorrow, which is why we must pick them and get them, lift them, and get them to stand on their feet. It's essentially what we're doing. That is why what you've done here today matters. Because what you have said to us is your job is not finished. We want you to come back and finish this job.
The endorsement by the group reflects the growing influence of traditional and community-based institutions in shaping political conversations and development priorities in Enugu State. From Government House, Enugu, Chinemerem Ikebunam, Signature TV News.
The Dangote Petroleum Refinery has dragged the federal government to court in a fresh legal battle over fuel import licenses granted to marketers and the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC. In the latest suit, which is coming barely a year after the refinery withdrew an earlier case challenging similar import approvals issued to NNPC and some fuel traders, Dangote is asking the court to nullify import permits issued or renewed by the Nigerian midstream and downstream petroleum regulatory authorities, insisting that the approvals violate an earlier court order directing parties to maintain the status quo. Dangote, in the court documents, maintained that the fresh licenses issued this month threaten its operations and run contrary to the law, which it said only permits fuel importation where local supply is insufficient. The refinery had in July 2025 quietly discontinued its earlier suits without giving reasons, leaving unresolved concerns over market competition and fuel supply in one of Africa's biggest petroleum markets. The latest disagreement comes shortly after the NMDPRA granted import licenses to 6 marketers to bring in 720,000 metric tons of premium motor spirit, PMS, otherwise known as petrol. However, regulators and petroleum marketers have consistently defended fuel imports, arguing that they remain necessary to guarantee adequate supply and forestall scarcity across the country, with the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria, PATRON, recently calling on the federal government to restore petrol import licenses to prevent a possible rise in inflation. S&P Global Ratings has upgraded Nigeria's long-term foreign and local currency sovereign credit ratings to B from B-, citing improvements in the country's macroeconomic profile, external position, and ongoing economic reforms. The US-based global ratings agency announced the upgrade on Friday, while affirming Nigeria's short-term ratings at B with a stable outlook. According to S&P, higher oil production and prices, increased domestic refining capacity, and the liberalization of the foreign exchange market in 2023 have strengthened Nigeria's economic growth and balance of payments position. The agency had, in May 15, 2026, raised its long-term foreign and local currency sovereign credit ratings on Nigeria to B from B-, and affirmed the B short-term ratings. It noted that reforms aimed at broadening the tax base and increasing petroleum revenue transfers to the federal government had also strengthened fiscal performance and projected that Nigeria's debt-to-revenue ratio would decline to 338% in 2026 from about 500% in 2023. The World Health Organization on Sunday declared an international health emergency on Ebola outbreak after the disease killed more than 80 people in the Democratic Republic of Congo. WHO said early on Sunday that the outbreak caused by the Bundibugyo strain of Ebola constituted a public health emergency of international concern, the second highest level of alert under international health regulations. It warned that the true scale of the number of cases and spread was not clear. Medical aid group Doctors Without Borders said it was preparing a large-scale response, calling the rapid spread of the outbreak extremely concerning. Officials said on Saturday that the strain, which was first identified in 2007, has also killed a Congolese national in neighboring Uganda. Vaccines are only available for the Zaire strain, which was identified in 1976 and has a higher fatality rate of 60 to 90%. Health officials had confirmed the latest outbreak on Friday in Ituri province in northeastern DRC, bordering Uganda and South Sudan. Bolivia launches early morning crackdown on roadblocks outside La Paz. Freight train and bus crash kills at least 8 in Bangkok. Details of these and more on the international scene.
Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi says Iran remains ready to resume direct military conflict with the United States if negotiations fail to produce acceptable results. Amid a stream of state-orchestrated messaging to both domestic and foreign audiences, Araghchi also warned that despite the damage the US-Israel war on Iran has done to the region, it is also impacting ordinary American households. Araghchi's message to people in the US was essentially that inflation in the US will continue as long as the threat of war is maintained, predicting that the measure will soon translate into higher borrowing costs, leading to a potential recession. Mohamed Bagha Ghalibaf, the parliament speaker who led the first round of talks with the US in April, also highlighted the financial cost of the war for Americans, albeit with a more mocking tone. Military and law enforcement clashed with demonstrators outside La Paz, Bolivia, to clear roadways that had been blocked as part of nationwide anti-government protests. As many as 3,500 soldiers and police were deployed as part of the operation that began in the early hours of Saturday. Around 57 people were arrested, according to the Citizens' Rights Ombudsman's Office. Minors, school teachers, indigenous groups and unions have helped to organize the protests, which aimed to convey outrage against the government of center-right President Rodrigo Paz. Paz, who was elected in October, had campaigned on alleviating the economic stress, but since taking office, he has spurred outrage by ending a 2-decade-old fuel subsidy and pushing to privatize state-owned companies. Bolivia is now seen to be in the grips of an historic economic crisis, considered the worst the country has seen in decades. A new poll has reaffirmed the tight race for Brazil's presidency this year, with both the left-wing incumbent Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva and his right-wing challenger Flavio Bolsonaro tied in a head-to-head contest. On Saturday, Datafolha, the polling firm for the Grupo Folha media conglomerate, released its latest numbers, tracking the candidates' progress in the run-up to October's generation election. Nearly 2,004 responded to the latest survey, which asked them to identify whom they would vote for if Lula or Bolsonaro progressed to the runoff. Bolsonaro's presidents are limited to 2 4-year terms at a time, and Lula, now 80, first served as president from 2003 to 2011, campaigning social programs to reduce hunger and increase federal assistance to the poor, and he is now angling for a 4th non-consecutive term. Bolsonaro, on the other hand, is hoping to continue his father's far-right political legacy. Saturday's polls results puts Lula and the younger Bolsonaro in a dead heat. 2 presidential campaign staffers have been killed in Colombia, just 2 days before the South American country heads to the polls. The killings were announced by right-wing presidential candidate Abelardo de la Espriella, who said gunmen on motorbikes shot the victims in the Central Department of Meta on Friday night. In a post on the social media platform X, de la Espriella said the 2 staffers walked the streets defending democracy, freedom, and the hope of millions of Colombians. The Citizens' Rights Ombudsman for Colombia identified the slain men as Rogers Mauricio Devia Escobar, a former mayor for the city of Cuberal, and his advisor, Eda Fabian Cardona Lopez. The office said another attack took place against a former mayoral candidate in the area, without providing further details. A crash between a freight train and a public bus has killed at least 8 people and injured dozens of others in Bangkok. Police and rescue officials said the collision triggered a fire that engulfed the public bus on Saturday. Several nearby vehicles were also hit during the incident, prompting firefighters and rescue crews to be dispatched. Teams worked to pull injured victims from the wreckage as fire crews contained the blaze. The fire was brought under control, with crews working to cool the area, vent gas, and continue to search for victims. And that's it on the foreign news. Foreign Minister Abbas Arakchi says Iran.
Manchester City won the FA Cup on Saturday evening, beating Chelsea 1-0 in the final with a well-finished 72nd minute goal from Antoine Semenyo to complete an English Cup double. Ghana's Semenyo Antoine produced one of the great FA Cup final goals with an audacious back flick that sealed Manchester City against Chelsea at Wembley. The goal sparked what had been a cautious game into life, with both sides having chances in the last 20 minutes. The third FA Cup success of Guardiola's reign ended City's run of 2 successive defeats in the final against Crystal Palace and Manchester United. The team coach, Guardiola, who also lifted the trophy in 2023 and 2019, has now won 20 trophies in his glittering decade as City manager, and will now attention back to City's slender hopes of making it 21 pieces of silverware with a miracle in the Premier League title race. Meanwhile, Chelsea Football Club has appointed former Real Madrid and Bayer Leverkusen coach Xabi Alonso as manager of the club. The Spaniard will take charge at Stamford Bridge on July 1, 2026 on a 4-year contract. Alonso, who guided Leverkusen to the first Bundesliga title in the German club's history, arrives at Chelsea as one of the most decorated coaches in European football. The club, in a statement released on Sunday, said his appointment reflected its confidence in his coaching quality, game model, leadership attributes, and integrity. The club said it regarded Alonso not only as an outstanding football coach, but also as a proving leader across areas essential to driving the team forward. Speaking on his appointment, Alonso said Chelsea's ambition aligned with his own, describing Chelsea as one of the biggest clubs in world football, which gives him immense pride to become its manager. Alonso said, assured that with the ownership group and sporting leadership, he would be able to build a team that would be capable of competing consistently at the highest level and fighting for trophies. That's the size of our midday news. I am Uchenna Chimdi Oluoha. Thanks for watching.
New every morning on Signature TV, we open the day for you with needed energy, information, and required vibes to shape your day. From sizzling snippets of stories in various areas of life to intriguing conversations with net worth guests.
When you have people who have no track record becoming your leaders, you have a problem.
There's no outstanding gratuity when Obi took over from me. I left in all the accounts of Anambra State 13.8 billion for him.
Your day cannot be complete without Signature Mornings on weekdays and Signature New Day on weekends. There is no better way to start your day except Signature Morning and Signature New Day every day on Signature TV.
Signature TV, news in your pocket. Signature TV, news in your pocket. Signature TV, news in your pocket.
This world is extremely funny. You spend almost a decade trying to blow, no blow. Then in the year that the world is, the worst year that we've had in this world for a long time, finally, here comes blow. My guests, Ajebo hustlers. They met each other in 2011, started their careers in 2013, and no success for a long time. In fact, in 2018-19, they thought this was about to end because somebody approached a oil bunker in the South, approached the stage to bring them down and collect his money. How did they move from that to becoming stars in 2020, the year of COVID and NSARS? In fact, NSARS was the thing that finally crowned them because their song, the Barawo remix, became an anthem for protesters from Kaduna to Lagos. They tell me this story and more. They tell me how they found themselves on Olamide's social media pages and doing collaborations with Davido. They tell me how they managed to keep themselves sane and going when it appears that their peers are doing better than them. They tell me what it really, really meant to move from Port Harcourt to Lagos and build their career. And they tell me how Lagos women have shown them pepe. All of this, Ajebo Hustlers with Chide today.
Come for me.
So you guys met in 2012 for the first time, but you didn't do your first music thing on 2015.
No, 2013.
2013. That was when you featured him in the thing. So for 2 years, what was happening after you met?
We were just putting out music.
So you were putting out music?
Yeah, separately, like individual records.
Right. So two of you met yourselves. Did you know immediately that two of you were in music? Is that what made you guys build a relationship, a friendship?
Yeah, he played his song. He had this, Don Jazzy had this Enigma freestyle competition he was doing.
Right.
So he played me his version of it, and I thought it was brilliant. Like it was hard. So I was like, oh, me, I have a studio I'm working with my friends, and you can come. Because how music works most of the time, when you meet someone that's just really talented, like you're excited to have the person around you because it kind of like rubs off on you too. So I was like, I have somewhere I'm working with, and then he can come. I played him my songs I recorded already at that time, and then he came to the studio, and that's how it all started.
Right. So you heard the song first, thought it was dope, then that whole relationship started from there, and then 2013 you now offered. So from how do you move from that collaboration to becoming a duo?
Yeah, so when because we did songs that we featured ourselves, so anytime we drop our individual record, the response is different from when two of us are on the same record. So I think someone from Not Just Okay, as of then, reached out to us and told us that I think you guys it would be nice if you guys just team up and keep giving us good music. So in 2015, we thought about that because like it was just basically Piego featuring Knowledge or Knowledge featuring Piego, like most of our songs. So we were like, let's just give people like what like they want.
Right.
Yeah.
So 2013 that happened, and etc. How the public sees it is that you guys basically blow up in 2020.
Yeah.
Do you agree with the public?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Now, what is funny is that before that, in 2020, you guys had a bad deal in 2018, 2019. What happened?
Yes, that was our show that we did in 2019 before we were supposed to move to. So we had investors. They invested in the shows, and we had like high hopes that this was going to be big, but it didn't give us the result that we were looking for. So it broke us like a bit, but afterwards, like few months after, Barao came and
Right, so that changed. So but that means that you guys spent about 6-7 years in the wilderness. That's like 2 lifetimes for this generation.
I think it's more difficult from people that are not in Lagos.
Right.
Like it's more like if you're in Port Harcourt or you're in Enugu, your whole success in Enugu is in Enugu, but when you come to Lagos, it's a new, like people are saying you, like you are starting afresh.
You are starting afresh.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how big you were in all those places.
Yeah. Once you relocate to Lagos, because most times people that blow over there, it doesn't cross, the music doesn't like cross. Yeah. So it's more like, come to Lagos to reblow again.
You come to Lagos, you have to reblow again. Yes. And was it shocking for you to discover? When did you move to Lagos?
I think we moved permanently. That was 2020, yeah.
2020, right. So was it shocking to you finding out that you have to start afresh in Lagos when you got in?
I always knew. I always knew because around 2016 thereabout, we used to squat with K-Switch.
Right.
Yeah. So
right.
Yeah. So when we came to Lagos, I realized everything you've done in Port Harcourt, like nobody knows you. Like you have to, like you're working everywhere. So it was like, so we knew.
That was the energy you brought.
Yeah, we knew like nobody knows you here. Like you have to, you don't try to hide. Don't just live your normal life and try and get a big song and try and get investors. Yeah.
Right. So you were ready for the industry. When this deal happened in 2018, 2019, did it affect your guys' progression in any way? Did it slow you down? Did it make you broke? Did it what? And how exactly did you come out of that situation?
I mean, we lost money. Yeah, a lot of money. Our investor was even wanting to pull out.
Right.
Yeah, but I think that's just music. The uncertainty, like, is what keeps you going. After that, we were like, what next? Till we ran into Wanda Banton, and we went to the studio. We recorded Barao, and when we recorded it, we posted it on socials.
Barao was 20, so it was still 2020.
2019, 2020. Yeah. So when we posted it on our social media, I think that was like one of the first time we had people asking us for a particular song till the day it dropped. They were asking, when is this song going to drop? When is this song going to drop? So we were like, oh, okay. And when we dropped it, everything just started happening. NSAS, everything just aligned. It was a special moment.
It's a special moment, yeah. So Barao, obviously, if I'm correct, the Barao that Davido jumped on was the remix.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So first Barao had come out, and Barao had done well.
Yeah.
Yes. That was Ida Banton was on Barao.
Yeah. Wanda Banton, he produced.
He produced Barao.
Yeah.
Right. So Barao had first come out. Why are people waiting for you to drop? Are they like head snippets?
The snippets.
Yeah.
Right. So you shared snippet. Where on TikTok?
No, on Instagram.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
So if I had the TikTok, so we were waiting for this. So you knew that you knew that Blow was coming.
Yeah, and when the song, we didn't know that Blow was coming. Like,
okay.
But I think the time that we knew that, there is a problem, it was when Olamide posted.
I love it. A good problem.
Like he posted it on his main page, and it was like, Okay. Our investor was like,
I didn't waste my money.
It was even like I think at that point he was like he wasn't even too sure. Like we knew he wasn't too sure because nobody knows when an artist is going to blow for sure or like what will work for sure. So everybody's always one leg in and one leg out until it really happens. Yeah, but like him posting was like how everything started. Like stations, like everybody that was supporting us felt like, okay, this can actually work and let's go in.
Did you ever feel at some point in those 6 years, 7 years, that it was not going to happen? Honestly.
I mean, like, at some point, I felt like a madman because imagine waking up every day telling yourself that you're going to blow and you're the only one that is feeling your music. Like, at some point, it felt like madness.
Yeah. And what keeps you going at that point?
Like,
I don't plan B, bro.
Like, it's more like this is the only, like, this is the only way.
That's a walk.
We die here.
There's no plan B, like, it has to work.
Is that not dangerous, though?
It's very, very
dangerous. Very dangerous.
And that's why people don't like their kids to do
going into this.
Like, it's like, you want to blow, like, you think you can blow. It's like, because they don't know anyone that's popular. They don't know anyone that's that successful. So it's like, oh, you have the ball, like you have the mind to think, oh, you can make this happen on that big scale.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just a whole lot of uncertainty, and that's what life is about itself. Because like for you to really hit the big bag or like do anything big, you have to. It comes with risk.
Yeah, risk and sacrifices. Because I mean, you have to invest a whole lot, like time, money, like so, like you have to be willing to risk all of this.
So Olamide posted, you know, your song, and you're like, okay, there's a problem.
Yeah.
But then during and after NSAS, it became another level, you know, because you know that even punch newspapers, you know when all those people that don't pay attention, that start paying attention, be like, okay, something is about to happen. Listen to it as one of the songs that drove this thing. Why do you think the song was so resonant? So for people who don't know, who have been living in Iraq, you know, when the NSAS protest happened, people basically took, you know, the remix of Barawo as some kind of an anthem, you know, a driver, something that captured the moment. Why do you think that resonated? So I'm assuming that you guys didn't even expect that this was going to be happening.
We didn't expect it to be that big, but I feel the content of the song, people actually resonate with the content of what we were saying. And then again, we referenced the Alu4 boys that were lynched. So there were just so many subject matters that people could relate to. That was why I feel like they could.
Yeah. How did the video thing happen?
Our label did that.
Your label did that, right? Were you obvious question, but were you shocked, surprised, expected this when it happened?
Of course you'd be surprised because this is Davido and we didn't have any link to him. Like we were just even new in Lagos at the point. We just had a song that was gaining traction. So we were just thinking like, what next do we have to do for the song to get to the next level? And we sat down and we brainstormed with our management, and that's how they made the move. And even when Sam called them that night,
it was still unbelievable.
So I was like, bro, you're playing.
It's not happening.
Nah.
Yeah. And the video was very receptive when we went. It was so cool.
We did the song and then
we shot the video
3 days after.
Shot the video. Did you? And obviously, when you're doing a remix and a collab, you are building on something that already has worked, that has some kind of success. And so the whole plan was that you had a sense that the Barawo remix was going to go far. You just didn't know how it was going to go far. So when was the first time you realized that it had resonated with the NSAS protesters? Did something happen that made you realize, okay, this happens?
Yeah, we started seeing videos like the people were chanting in the street, and we were seeing the first one came from Jos, and we were like, oh, okay. We saw another one
from Jos.
Yeah, we saw another one from Port Harcourt, saw in Lagos. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because to conquer Lagos, man, like there are so many radio stations. Like to think about how you are going to get your song to all these stations, man.
Feels like it's impossible.
Yeah. You've tasted huge blowouts, hits, obviously, not just one, a couple. Have you had as many hits as you would have liked?
No, not yet.
That's the thing with success. I think it's like a drug. It's never enough. Like, it is never enough. No matter the height you attain, you still want more.
So how do you manage that? Because you also have to, so they say, be contented.
Yeah.
How do you manage contentment and ambition? How do you manage that tension?
That's.
Or you don't manage it well?
Of course we do. I think it's just you being in between, you know, being grateful for everything that's happening at the moment, you know, and then still realizing there's still much to be done, because the simple mathematics is if you're not moving forward, you're stuck. Yeah, so it's like, I'm like this point we are right now, like I'm grateful to God because I know I used to pray to be in this situation, but still doesn't mean I don't want to go further than this.
Yeah. Another honest question. Does it, because you know, you're in the hottest industry, second hottest industry in the world, you know, at the moment. Afrobeat, that's what everybody, that's the rave of the globe. And so when you're in that kind of an industry, the kinds of possibilities in the industry are massive. So people can. So when you're a young guy, you know, everybody's in this, you've had success, you're one of the top guys, but then maybe you hear that a Rema has crossed 1 billion streams. Does it tension you?
To be honest, no. I mean, I feel happy because, I mean, a few years back, like, we are even begging for international collaborations. And now we have attained this height. I feel like for Rema to be able to do it, that means people coming after Rema will do more. That's the way I see it.
That's the way you see it.
It's possible.
So this makes the dream possible. Even easier.
More possible.
So at no point do you never, I mean, we're human beings now. Even me, go and compare myself with people. At no point do you compare yourself and think, child, I wish I had moved faster than this.
No, I mean, I feel
it's
like
human.
I
think it's human, but like as a creative, you don't have to spend so much time, you know, soaking yourself in on what is happening in other people's lives. You know, it's like, oh, like this is happening, like this is amazing, this is great. But like you don't dwell on it. Like focus I have my own piece to run. Like,
So you go back and focus on yourself. Yeah. So is it that? So if I'm hearing you correctly, it's a natural thing that yes, you will hear things normally as a human being. Sometimes you feel certain ways.
Everyone's like that.
Yes.
Everyone's
yeah. Sometimes I hear a song, I'm like, hey God, why don't we be singing this song? This song is so bad. Because it's so bad.
Like, why did I have this inspiration? Like, why did I think of this?
Yeah. Is there anybody you really want to collaborate with now?
Everybody.
That's the. Why do you feel like giving me 4 now?
No, like for real, like everybody.
We are a group, so it's more like we want to actually like. I feel like the point that we are not even in competition with solo artists. So it's more like all the solo artists.
We want to work with all of you.
Want to work with all of you.
Want to work with Burna. Want to work with Wiz. Want to work with Davido. Want to work with everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah. What would you, if you look back into your past, what would you say is the thing that has most shaped your character, that has most made you into the person that you are today? I dropped that jump question like that.
For me, I feel it was when I lost my granddad. Because, I mean, it just made me realize that I have to be responsible for myself. Like, I have to be conscious. Now, anything I want, I have to hustle. Now, me go get them by myself. Like, there's nobody that is going to give it to me. So that was what really shaped me and made me understand that, oh, this is your music thing now. You have to focus on the business that is going to pay you.
You? What do you think?
I come from like an average home. So like I've always had it in my mind that I have a lot to prove. My mom believed in my music, but my dad not so much. So I feel like that too kind of like it was just always in my mind that, you know, like this guy doesn't really believe this thing I'm doing, you know. So like, I mean, so normally he believes like I'm not going through the main routes like everyone goes through, which is, you know, looking for a secure job and then, you know. So like in my mind, I'm just like, okay, I have to really make the right decisions. Even times where for like years I was out of the house, you know, I'd consciously do the right things, not because I had my mom or I was talking to them often, but I just knew I had to make the right decisions for myself because I had people coming after me and like my siblings are looking up to me, like they see everything I do. And if I'm making like the wrong moves, they'll just go that route.
Yeah. He has talked about losing his granddad, which obviously was a big low moment for you. What would you consider the worst thing that ever happened to you?
Worst thing. I haven't really lost. I haven't really lost. I feel like the only time I felt really down was around when we had the bad deal around 2019, and when we had the show, and then there's this guy that was part of the investors that we were dealing with at the time, and then he too was into oil bunkering.
Okay.
So he had all these militants and all these guys at his disposal. So he came to the show with them, and like he was practically trying to walk to the stage and get the mic, like, because they had guns, they had like, it was crazy because they tried to stop the show. They were shooting, you know. I had my guys, they came to the backstage, locked the door where we were, because they were actually looking for us. He said, we are going to give him all the money he has spent, the money he has been balling us in the club. You know. And at that point, I'm just thinking, oh my God, I'm not even blown, and it's the problem. Like, boy, you know, like, it was a whole lot to deal with, because you know, at that point, it feels like, are we even really going to blow? Because we have debt to pay.
Yeah.
You know, we still have blow to blow.
That's not a song. You have there to play and you still have blow to blow.
So, you know, and then who really wants to get involved in with an artist that already has a bad deal? Yeah. So it was like a dilemma, so it was just a whole lot for us.
Well, you guys have a new project you're working on at the moment, or it's almost it's done already?
It's almost done.
It's almost done. Tell
almost
me about
done. Yeah, Bad Boy Etiquette 102 is a continuous.
Because the other one was Bad Boy
Etiquette 101.
Yes.
Yeah. We have our friends on it, a lot of artists.
Can you share some of them?
Yeah, sure. We have Sakode on it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, we are, and people have been asking us, when are you guys going to feature Odumodu Black?
Right.
Yeah, we have Odumodu Black.
I love it. The answer has come.
We
have Jerick too.
We have Jerick the Hustler.
We have Zlatan,
Black
Bones. We have
amazing.
King Promise.
Okay.
We have Magic too,
All right. So that's a very beautiful list of people. And these are people you've always wanted to work with, or it's as you're working on the project.
Yeah, we are friends with them as well.
Yeah. What's the one thing you most hope for this project?
I just hope people have fun with it, you know. Just enjoy.
Makes you happy, brings light to your life, you know, puts you in a good place, you know, gives you more information.
Yeah. What so far is the greatest lesson you would say that your career has taught you so far, and the way that you've grown in the industry?
There's nothing that's impossible. There's basically nothing that's impossible, because when we were in Port Harcourt, I can remember vividly where I used to lie down in Knowledge, because there was a time me and Knowledge used to stay in his grandma's house. You know?
Okay.
So I remember one time I was just lying down in the parlor, and I'm thinking, I was just telling God, I was saying, God, if I could just, you know, I remember in my mind, I won't say, but there was just this artist, like then, he wasn't even so big at that time, but like he was just the person that could come to my mind. I was just telling God, I said, God, if we just blow small, like just help us, just blow like small like this guy. You know, and then thinking about it now, and just looking at where we are right now, and realizing, okay, that thing I was praying for was really so small. Yeah, so it's like there's nothing that's impossible as long as you can think about it in your head, you know, because if you think about life itself, I mean, it's human beings like us that sat down and thought of a ship, thought of a plane. Yeah. So that means the human mind is limitless. There's a lot that we are not doing, you get me? So it's just about you thinking about it and working towards it.
Yeah, and you?
I think, what's the question again?
What is the one thing that your career and the success so far has taught you?
Yeah, it has taught me to be persistent, because some days we don't want to record, but we just record. I mean, that was how we got Baravo. That was how we got Loyalty. Like,
that's how you got Baravo?
Yeah.
Just by waking up and doing the thing, like, not even that you were feeling at your most desire.
Yeah, like we were not inspired at that point in time. We had no business going to the studio after like 2019, our like experience, but we still recorded. And now that point, that song was like what blew us. Just at the time that just chill. You don't have to do anything, but we still just, so the consistency to be persistent. I feel like our success it taught me to like be persistent and consistent, even when you don't feel like it. Just record.
Final question. I'm setting a trap for you. What's one thing that you finished buying that you now went home, or the next day you woke up, you are like, I must have been mad. So I bought this thing for this price.
Good take.
What's that?
Or maybe you didn't buy, you spent money on. You know?
Oh, you should be on a babe.
That's why I expanded the question for you.
I don't want to give details so she won't feel special.
Well, okay, but just give us something.
So like, I was like, after everything, I was like, I for no even turn up. I mean, even fuck up.
She helped you spend your money.
Like, it's not even, the funny thing is not even about the spending, because I mean, I'm the one that wanted to spend it,
right.
like, because I wanted to, but I'm like, my son had to behave.
Is that how people used to do?
I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, you have learned.
I've learned.
It will not happen again. You go.
I think I'll just go away.
It's the same problem to every Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me, guys.
Thank you.
And I
Thanks
wish
for having
you
us.
all the success in the world.
Thank you so much.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.
Entertainment show on Signature TV. So Nigerian Afrobeat star Burna Boy delivered a standout performance showcasing tracks from his Grammy-nominated album No Sign of Weakness. The project, released in July, is currently in contention for Best Global Music Album at the 2026 Grammy Awards. His track Love also secured a nomination for Best African Music Performance. Fans praised the singer's confidence, backstage moments, and commanding stage presence, with many rewatching the high-energy set. The appearance concluded an episode co-hosted by Millie Bobby Brown, featuring additional guests including Kenan Thompson. Take a look.
Love and update from his Grammy-nominated album No Sign of Weakness. Give it up for Burna Boy!
I was just enjoying myself. All right, now let's take a look at netizens' reactions to the electrifying performance. This person says, Odogu looking like $1 million. Oh, that's actually Odogu looking like $1 million. That's his line of song, actually. Okay, let's have the next comment. This person said, Grammy-nominated album, make that one they ring well, well. I mean, everyone is literally very happy for Burna Boy. Outsider said, now this guy, una they compare to Davido and Wizkid. what is this? Eti show for Danu. No, don't do that. Don't bring that comparison now. People do not want that. All right, this person said, person wey them don't cancel, they do shows for late night television. Twitter people chai. What exactly do you mean by that? Anyways, so said, all I see is Grammys loading for ODG 100. I mean, you know, the lineups for best performing song, best performing album and all that for Grammy 2026 is very, very intriguing. And we don't know who is going to come back home with the Grammy next year. I'm actually very eager and I'm tensed on their behalf. Okay, Bobo said, I see why the guy, they act anyhow. It's too good. Yeah. I mean, Burna Boy has attitude issues, which we all know, right? He has this pride and all, so maybe that's why. Marvel said, the only thing I got to say now, thank God Burna Boy came along the way and showed us that being the best means, or more, if, I'll take that again. Thank God Burna Boy came along the way and showed us what being the best means. Or more, if not, we for still they think say that Wizkid be our Lord and personal savior for this music thing. You know one thing with netizens, they will do something to trigger you to do not listen to them. Jet says, Omo Baba don't hack this music business, lock am throw away key inside Red Sea. I lack the proper words to describe his kind of art, I beg. Burna, thank you so much for making us see the real king of Afrobeat. He's actually very good at that. All right, let's have the next comment. Okay, I think that's the last comment we have. That's all we have for you on Social Trends today. We'll go on a short break, and up next is a conversation we'll be having with our guests, so stay with us.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.
With a population of about 36 million people, the Southeast is awash with stories. Every day on Southeast News, we tell the peculiar story of the Southeast and her people.
Our Southeast should be the Silicon Valley of Nigeria.
Their successes, achievements, and daily challenges. Do you have a Southeast story to share? Community achievements and challenges, completed and uncompleted projects, bad roads, water scarcity, erosion, flooding, insecurity, or even disagreements? Bring it on to Southeast News. On Southeast News, no story is too big or too small. Southeast News. Let's tell our story. Showing on Signature TV every weekday at 4 p.m. WAT, 1600 hours GMT.
Get plugged into the heartbeat of entertainment on The Hub, your ultimate show on eVibes. From trending stories and social media drama to top charting music, must-watch movies and exciting moments from the world of arts, we've got it all. Join us for unmissable conversations with your favorite entertainment personalities, plus fun segments every week.
I should try harder, so...
Okay, I don't know that one.
Outfit of the day.
Oh, I don't do that. That's some Gen Z stuff.
Oh, now you say it's a Gen Z stuff.
It's everything you love about entertainment, served fresh every week at 1 p.m. with weekend repeats just in case you missed it. The Hub's on eVibes, where the vibes never stop. Only on Signature TV.
Welcome back. You're still watching E-Vibes, the entertainment show on Signature TV. Today we are joined by a woman who wears two powerful identities with effortless grace, a healer by day and a hitmaker by night. She's a rising Afro R&B sensation whose voice moves the soul just as confidently as her hand saves lives. Known to the music world as Teflon, she's redefining what it means to chase passion while serving purpose. From hospital hallways to studio spotlights, she brings a fresh, authentic sound that's quickly carving out its own space in Afro R&B. So join me as we dive into Singing in Scrubs, a new voice in Afro R&B with the incredible Teflon. You look so beautiful, by the way. I made you blush, right? You know, I'm actually interested in how you're able to blend being a nurse and singing. But before that, tell us who exactly Teflon is.
Well, Teflon is so many things.
Okay.
I would have said she's just an artist, but growing up, I think I want to say Teflon is a whole group.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I made it this far because I have a whole lot of, like, my team is the strongest, you know. They help me, they encourage me. So just having me answer Teflon, it feels weird. Exactly. So Teflon is all of us, my team.
Wow. How was it? How was it starting up, being a musician, you know?
It was hard. Very hard. Sometimes I felt like dreams like being an artist was just for the privileged, for those that actually knew the ropes of the entertainment. But I had a few people around me that encouraged me and told me that let's just take it one step at a time, then we'll see where it goes from there. Yeah. So.
Impressive.
Thank you.
So you got to find out that, oh, I have this talent when you've graduated from nursing school or while in nursing school?
Before I entered school, actually, yes. I started, I developed interest in music as far back as 2018, 2019. Yes. I got the privilege of having a studio around me, so I used that opportunity to grow to where I am now.
Impressive.
Thank you.
Now, I want to know how it has been in the music industry. You know, people tend to say it's kind of difficult for women. I've actually interviewed your manager, and he had to tell us what exactly it is managing a music artist, and it's really not easy, right? But of course, thank God you're privileged that, oh, you have a studio and all. But I want to know all the challenges that has to do with being a music artist in this world that's, of course, the male are taking over almost.
Okay, so, you know, this topic is very personal and sensitive for me because the truth is, almost, aside my nursing, almost everything I do in my life is male-dominated field.
Okay.
I'm a photographer, so even with the music, with the photography, everybody tells me I shouldn't be doing this. It's going to be so difficult for me. It's not a woman's thing, you know.
Yeah, but I need to ask you now, why are you choosing things that
I don't know. I want to say is the interest, is the passion for me. So I really like them.
Okay. So there's no challenge at all?
There are challenges, but I think it's something that I've never really handled alone. I always have people around me to help me navigate my issues. Yeah.
Now, this one is so personal to me. I want to know how you balance being a nurse and being a music artist, because these are two very sensitive professions, right? Being a nurse takes your time.
It does.
Already. Then being a music artist, you need to be in that show, you need to be in that concert, you need to really, you know. I want to know how you balance the two.
Well, I'm laughing because all I can remember now are the fights that I've had with my family.
Oh, okay.
No, don't do this. I don't want you to feel nothing. So, but in the midst of all of that, I just knew that they say you can't serve two gods at the same time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but I also believe that if you plan yourself properly, you can. For instance, whenever I'm taking my exams, I don't accept any show, I don't accept gigs. It's just me and my books because I know that I have to pass this exam. If not, carryover is real. But when we are talking about my music, I also know how to plan myself. Sometimes I write my exam and I go straight into recording. Maybe we have somebody that wants to hear my song and want to submit a song, you know. So, but I know that, okay, I'm not going to be in the studio for this period of time because of my exam. Yeah, but after that, I think God has actually helped me to like, okay, I know she's going to have exam now. Let's not do this now, you know. Opportunities didn't really come when I had my exam, so that was just the biggest issues. But with class, I could skip class when I could.
Wow. I like the fact that you're very, very honest. It's very good because most people will just find something to tell us, right? I like the fact because I don't know how you guys do it.
No, it's not easy.
It's very demanding.
Yeah.
Now, you made mention about your parents telling you, no, you can't do this and all that. Whom exactly? Your mom or your dad?
They are both very educationally interested, you know.
African parents.
Yeah. So the way you talk about entertainment, there's a lot to consider. Yeah, in entertainment, but they've always been very supportive. But they've always said this: even if you want to sing, it's your education first for me. Finish your nursing, get your certificate. Let's know what next to do. Music has been second for them. So and I accepted that wholeheartedly because I actually wanted to see what this nursing would be like at the very end. And
did you choose nursing yourself, or they chose this for you?
We could jointly reason.
Jointly? So you guys had to reason, okay, let me go for nursing.
We talked about it and said, nursing is a good course for you, and I went to it.
Are you serious? So you had no other course of interest, like you didn't think of doing something else, or?
I mean, maybe I had interest in physiotherapy, but it was close to nursing, so I just went with nursing.
So you just love taking care of people?
Yeah. I think
now, would you agree that your voice and your song have a blend in being a nurse? Like, you know, music speaks to the soul and nurses take care of people. Would you say that your music has a blend with?
Now you're asking me this question. I think I should have considered singing to my patients one of these times to see if they will recover.
You should actually.
But I think I've heard from different people that my voice is soothing, that they like the way I sing, that they like what it sounds like. So I think, yeah, I think it can help.
You actually seem so gentle. I like.
Nobody's gentle.
Oh, really? Anyways, we're gonna play some of your music. I think we have like 2 or 3 or thereabouts. So, producer hits it on Teflon's music. Maybe the first or the second, whichever one you like, anyways.
Get plugged into the heartbeat of entertainment on The Hub, your ultimate show on eVibes. From trending stories and social media drama to top charting music, must-watch movies and exciting moments from the world of arts, we've got it all. Join us for unmissable conversations with your favorite entertainment personalities, plus fun segments every week.
So I should try harder. So
Okay, I don't know that one.
Outfit of the day.
Oh, I don't do that. That's some Gen Z stuff.
Oh, now you say it's a Gen Z stuff.
It's everything you love about entertainment, served fresh every week at 1 p.m. with weekend repeats just in case you missed it. The Hub's on eVibes, where the vibes never stop. Only on Signature TV. Get plugged into the heartbeat of entertainment on The Hub, your ultimate show on eVibes. From trending stories and social media drama to top charting music, must-watch movies and exciting moments from the world of arts, we've got it all. Join us for unmissable conversations with your favorite entertainment personalities, plus fun segments every week.
So I should try harder. So
Okay, I don't know that one.
Outfit of the day.
Oh, I don't do that. That's some Gen Z stuff.
Oh, now you say it's a Gen Z stuff.
It's everything you love about entertainment, served fresh every week at 1 p.m. with weekend repeats just in case you missed it. The Hub's on eVibes, where the vibes never stop. Only on Signature TV.
Welcome back. So let's listen to Teflon's music.
See me see for you. handle you. You did too much for two. You see this weather, it did run me mental. I don't know what else to do. I don't need no more for you. Now color where you call me. My pillow know the fear you say. Doctor no fit to cure my pain. Like a bandit and down chain. Your cruise be the water with the drum me now. But when you just cut me, don't break my vow. Cause I'm loving. My bank it does up cost me every time. My drunk water finish for your pocket man. Cause of loving.
I think I like this beat. Like you, how you blushing? They've cut it. You know, I have a special interest with your voice. It's so calm and soothing. Who is your role model when it comes to Afro R&B?
I knew this question was going to come one of these days. I'm thinking really
Here's
hard.
what I found on the web.
I'm thinking really hard because I don't really have like role model.
But it's someone you're looking up to.
I have people I listen to.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of Burna Boy. I really love Burna Boy, the vibe he gives, you know. He gives me the whole superstar vibe, you know. And I also love Arista. I mean, the embodiment, which carries herself.
Yeah.
I also love Tyler. She looks like she can't really do it, but then when she's just on the stage, she's so confident.
You know how to hit the nail on the head. You know that you're giving me the right words for those artists because there is no difference in anything you say. So these are the people you listen to, and that's beautiful. You know, as far as Burna Boy is concerned, I know he has this electrifying
personality.
Yeah, he has this electrifying performance. Arasta has that voice. Tyler might look small that she doesn't know how to handle it, but then she does.
Like, every single time I'm like, wow.
So she gives you that push that, oh my God, you can do great things.
Exactly.
So what exactly does Afro R&B mean to you?
Sometimes I feel like I'm not made for Afrobeats, but then again, I just feel like I need to. It's a fusion. Like I need to mix it, right? I still feel like I can do the whole R&B on Afrobeats. So, you know, giving it soul, but then giving it the whole cultural vibe and all of that. I think that's really it for me.
So Teflon, or should I say Stefflon Don now?
Teflon.
Because when I told someone that, oh, I'm having Teflon on air.
Yeah, softly, right?
Yeah.
Like a lullaby. Yeah, softly, right?
Yeah.
Like a lullaby.
Alright, the show has come to an end. I'm sure you had a great time with the stories, social trend, of course, this conversation we just had with Teflon. I'm sure you enjoyed her music. Of course you should. Join us same time tomorrow for more insightful conversations, stories, and of course things trending on social media and of course entertainment industry. I remain your baby girl, Queenette Mukunta. Thanks for watching.